Well, Colts fans, another game, another lead, another loss. The Colts just seem to find a way every time. I am sunk in my chair right now, so the Colts just find a way every time to just find a way to lose, no matter how it is. But the key way of them finding a way to lose is to fumbling the football, because that's what they lead the NFL in anyway, right? They lead the NFL in fumbles. Dynamic duo. Batman and Robin. It's just okay. We know what the Colts were gonna do. Okay, let's just be honest. We know what the mindset was and the vision for this team after week 4, what it was going to look like for the rest of the year. It's quite evident, am I right? And you get these Colts fans that scream, put in Sam Ellinger, put in Sam Ellinger, he's mobile, he can do this, he can do that. But the general perception of this team is that adding him into the roster as a starting quarterback is not going to make a difference. We've all had it up to here with this offense, with this head coach, with the owner, with the GM. We're sick of it. We don't care about the season anymore. So you don't need to either. It'll make you feel 20 times better if you could just wait for the offseason, you could just wait for the draft, and just move on from this year. It is over. The season is over. Okay? Of course, you can still root for the team to win. You can still root for your team in general. As a Colts fan, I understand because that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm still rooting for this team. But if you're asking me, do I feel confident that this team can do anything as like to win the playoffs or whatever else you want to make up? Absolutely not. You're looking at the wrong person. I will not give you that answer. I've been saying since week 2 that this team stinks. I've been saying since week 2 that this team is tanking. I have proof, so don't you dare try to question my thoughts here or my theories. This team is bad. And it's not just the whole team. The defense, I love to death. I love the defense, every single speck of it. But we go over this revolving door every week. If the defense has to stay on the field, they're going to get gassed. They're going to get scored on. This team is top 5 in defense, top 10 ranked defense. But when they stay on the field like that, they're not going to perform that way. And it was quite evident today. Well, yesterday, or whenever this video is uploaded, the previous game against the Steelers, it was quite evident. The game was tooth and nail. 2 bad teams, back and forth, bottom of the barrel in the NFL. 2 bad teams fighting for draft picks. Pittsburgh Steelers and Indianapolis Colts. It was a home game for the Steelers. There was a lot of Steelers fans in Indianapolis. And I know as an owner of the team of the Indianapolis Colts, that has to hurt your heart that your building is filled with the opposing team. It has to. That means you're doing something wrong. And this is the same team that last week when we beat the Raiders, they tried to throw it off. We was right. We know what we're doing. We're trying to compete. We're not tanking. Well, I would love for you to answer this game because you had a chance to win. You took the lead in the 3rd. You took the lead. Flowers almost ran back a kick. And the offense drove down the field and scored in less than 2 minutes. You scored. What happened? You want to talk about the final minutes of the game? When you had 3 timeouts and you only used 1? You tried to scramble with Matt Ryan? And then you handed the ball off on 3rd and 3 to Jonathan Taylor up the middle that they were pretty much eyeing on? You want to talk about that? Or you still know what you're doing? You're smarter than us, right? This team is just comedy at this point. There's no point of yelling. There's no point of getting mad at pointing fingers or this guy sucks or this coach is overrated. Fire this guy, fire the owner, fire the GM. It's no point because we know what this team is doing. They don't want to admit it, but the performance shows otherwise, okay? We are sick and tired of our defense in the Indianapolis Colts going out there, busting their butts to try to get stops and turnovers, and the offense lays eggs every week. We're sick of it. I'm sick of it because this team has Pro Bowl talent on the defense, and it gets blasted on because of this offense cannot produce. How do you only have 70 yards of offense in the first half? How? How does that happen? It's just unacceptable at this point. It really is. You have all of this, and then in the third quarter and going into the fourth, you hitting on all cylinders like the first half didn't even happen. This is a bad team. Poorly coached. It's just purely bad. Then Matt Ryan fumbles on the strip sack. Matt Ryan fumbles on the handoff. Matt Ryan threw the interception at the beginning of the game. Once he threw that pick at the beginning, we knew what this was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. I didn't even think we was going to score after he threw that pick because Kenny Pickett looked like Patrick Mahomes. He couldn't be stopped. I don't know how the defense decided to just lock up because I would have just gave up. You got me out here going crazy just to not get the ball back or even score. The defense was on the field majority of the game. It was just upsetting to watch. It really was. Jonathan Taylor fumbled. I'm just over the point of this year, to be honest. Taylor can't hold to the ball. Matt Ryan can't hold on to the ball. He won't throw the ball away. That's another issue to talk about. He's just old. It's not even about him being overrated. It's not about him being good. Not about arm strength. He's just old. Because the game-winning drive, he drove down the field. He's just old. He don't have the tools. He's just old. So, we all know the best quarterback since Andrew Luck was Phillip Rivers. He was old, but he knew what to do. He knew his limits, and he perfected it. Of course, we didn't win the playoff game, but the season was still a good season. He knew what his limits was, and he took it and ran with it. I don't know why that's an issue with Matt Ryan. I don't know why that's an issue with his offense. You can tell, at the end of the game, he threw a bomb up to Michael Pittman Jr., double covered. Why didn't you do that earlier? They were begging for Matt Ryan to throw the football. They were begging for it. And this team is one of the worst ranked defenses. TJ Watt wasn't even an issue. He wasn't even an issue as we was expecting. Because Braden Smith did his job. The offensive line gave Matt Ryan time. The wide receivers couldn't create. They just couldn't. They created at the end of the game. I just don't understand this team. The poor play calling, the time management of the offense, that's just the problem of this team. The special teams played decent. The defense played decent. Brandon Faison was getting cooked, but he woke up at the end. It's just the offense. Every week. Every week it's the offense. So who are we going to point fingers on now? Who's going to get the blame? Because we blame everybody in the past. But they're all gone now. So who are we going to blame? Are we going to blame Saturday? He just got here. Still the same problems before he even was hired as an intern coach. That's who I want to know. Who are we going to point the fingers on for this loss? You guys let me know in the comment section. I'm pretty much through with this team, as you can tell. But you let me know your thoughts. This is Marcus, and I'm out. You've been Culture Shock.